good job of transition. We talked about before the game. I thought we did a good job of showing him multiple bodies early. He wasn't very aggressive because of that, right? He saw so many bodies in front of him. He did get more aggressive as the game went on, and but he knew that he was going to have to kick him out. So I thought he read the situation pretty well, and he took off into the paint and transition and was immediately looking out. And we gave up a few too many that are late. Again, not enough sense of urgency after helping on Simmons to fly back out there.
Kawhi's ability to guard multiple positions makes him what to a coach?
Well, it's pretty valuable, right? I mean, it's similar to his offense, Doug. He can score with the ball, he can score without it, he can score in, he can score out, and he can kind of do the same on defense. He can guard the ball, he can guard people coming off pin downs, he can guard guys in the post, but mostly I think it's his just natural instinct for getting his hands on stuff. Like, just stuff, the ball's popping around, all of a sudden, boom, he comes out of there with it, in any variety of ways, right? Post feeds, cross-court passes, pocket passes, and I think we had 18 deflections in the first half, which is a big number. I think we turned them over 14 times in the first half, which is another big number. And I think it's a little bit the way Kyle does. And when Kawhi's up and guarding and handsy and getting his hands on balls, it kind of spreads to some of the other guys, and they feed off that a little bit.
Tell your guys in the fourth quarter there as they start to come back and start to hit shots.
Yeah, well, we were talking most of the second half about taking away the three ball, that we had to do a better job with a lead. Obviously, the teams are going to look for that as the quickest way to catch up, and we didn't do it well enough, right? But we were on them, and then we finally went to switching everything so we weren't getting hit, because they started doing up some pretty smart things. When Embiid got going, they started pinning down for him, and we were getting hung up on some of those screens and sitting behind some of those, and he was just catching and taking a deep breath and shooting, right? Because we were hung up on the screen. So that's mostly what we were talking about.
We talked before the game about Jonas's need to bounce back after a bit of a rough one last night. How did you see him do that tonight? In what ways was he able to bounce back?
Well, again, he had the ball a lot on offense, right? They're playing back. Embiid protects the rim. At least I thought we did a much better job of screening tonight, right? Last night we weren't being able to get off the screen and make them put at least two on the ball. The guards were just defeating all those, so we couldn't take advantage of Lopez's drops last night. But those guys were turning the corner, and there was either the pocket on the short roll there for JV or a pop back and plenty of space. But he played big too. I thought he made some nice baskets around the rim.
Teams are giving Pascal a lot of space on the perimeter, and the threes still aren't falling for him, but he's still making them pay. How is he able to do that?
Well, it's a little bit like Simmons, right? People stay back, and he's absorbing all that space with some speed and some ball handling skill, right? And he's he's almost getting ahead of steam without anybody holding him up, similar to their guy.
You talked a bit about Wright before the game. You must have been happy about his contribution in the second quarter.
He had a great stint there. Really good. And I let him run, I think, about almost 10 straight minutes because he was playing so good, and that was good to see, right? Again, you could kind of see it coming last night with where he was getting with the ball, and tonight he was just even another step more assertive, and he made some of those plays.
With Pascal, sometimes it kind of feels like he's everywhere in the middle of everything. What does that energy do for you guys on both ends?
Yeah, the biggest thing it does offensively is kind of keeps things moving, right? You'll see him come get the ball, and he'll go one way and fake a handoff, and he'll spin back and go the other way, and guys are cutting around him, and it's given us some good movement on the offensive end, and again with his cutting off the ball, he gets a few timely back cut layups that are when guys are double teaming or sending multiple bodies at whoever, and defensively it's the same. He's getting deflections. He had a great night rebounding. Really was in the right place and went up and snapped him, and that's advantageous to us because when he snaps down a defensive rebound, we're out with him bringing it, which is good.
In 2 nights, you played 2 of the longest teams in the league. You really disrupted the offense last night.
Yep.
How did you guys succeed against it tonight?
Well, we had 3 really good quarters tonight, and I thought, we talked about this before the game too. we got some stops tonight, right? A lot of them, some deflections, some rebounds, early. Again, we kept them under 42%. I think that's 6 out of 8, if not 7 out of 8 games. We've had field goal percentage under 42. So that's going to fuel our offense much better than last night when we were watching it go through the net and having to take it out, and they were set up against us all the time. That was probably the biggest thing.